By the way, Basti, if you were wondering what weird hand motion I just did there at the start, Ed told us to take it away, and that's what I did.
I figured, to be honest, but I didn't want to talk about it any further. I would love to talk about ninja cards, though, as those are apparently a thing in 2023. And I don't know whether that's how you want to start it off. He's normal summoning out one of the oldest ninja monster you have, the good old ninja Grandmaster Hanzo.
Hanzo is the Grandmaster.
As I know, you rather want to special summon this card out, because on normal summon, you can add one ninjutsu art card, and on special summon, you could potentially add a ninja monster from your deck to your hand. And usually you want to extend with more monsters, but maybe right now he's just looking for ninjutsu art cards. For real, this guy is not only playing the ninja cards, he's really also relying on the ninjutsu art cards. So this is really a complete, pure ninjutsu art deck. Of course, Flavio Polumbo on the first card that Fuad is playing has to read up on it, because who knows about ninjas? Fuad does, I can tell you.
And I think that we are going to see this a lot more in this matchup. If the cards are in fact French, then Flavio is going to have to read up on a lot, because you don't want to make decision if you don't know what your opponent's cards do.
Oh, and let's read this card together as well. This is Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves, and that's a pretty good one. It is a continuous trap, and you can activate this card by targeting one ninja monster or one face-down defense position monster on the field, tribute it, and if you do, special summon one ninja monster from your deck. The cool interaction that Fuad is trying to set up is tributing an opponent's face-down monster, then special summon one monster out yourself. So you are using your opponent's monster to special summon monsters out yourself, because there are a couple of interactions in your ninja deck that can set opponent's monsters. Oh, but it looks like there's not that much more coming.
Yeah, it's what you just said. You want to rather special summon the Hanzo, because we know that if you have another one of the ninjas, you can in fact special summon it and then have a good normal summon searched, so you can extend into your combo and later on set the Art of the Dancing Leaves by the effect of the Link monster.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about what Flavio is on. Flavio is on the Kashtira deck. This deck tries to banish cards face down from our opponent, but the ninja deck is like, oh yeah, I can also do that somehow. It's actually quite interesting to see those decks facing against each other, because all the strong cards of the Kashtira deck, like the Dimension Shifter, and also, as I said, the banish effects are not really that strong versus the ninja deck itself.
Exactly, so we are seeing Kashtira Fenrir, which is a board breaker in this board itself. It just banishes a monster when attacking, and then you actually get replay to attack again.
But first of all, we're going to use the effect to search out another Kashtira monster from our deck. Flavio reconsidering what he is going for by checking his cards in hand, not wanting to make a mistake here, and he goes for, he goes for Scareclaw Kashtira.
That is interesting, because you would have to banish a Kashtira card or a Scareclaw card from your hand right now, because it's either hand or GY. Oh, and he has
there's one coming. There's one coming quite easily.
Okay, let's go. Let's summon the Kashtira Unicorn, most likely, and get a birth.
But there is Fuad considering whether he wants to respond to that with one of his back row cards. What could that be? What is he planning here? Is there a ninjutsu art coming right there, or is he waiting with it? Oh. Indeed, it is the trap that he searched. It is the ninjutsu art of Dancing Leaves. So he could theoretically just tribute the Hanzo, which he's doing. And I can tell you there are a couple of really interesting monsters that could come out here. But let's see which one he decides on summoning. Oh, yep, I saw that one coming. I definitely saw that one coming. So Flavio now forced to resolve the Theosis that he just activated. And Geo, the Gravity Ninja, just hit the field. And yeah, what is he about to do?
What's going to happen is that a monster is going to be special summoned off of Kashtira Theosis, and then the effect of Geo activates upon special summoning, and it's going to flip two monsters on the opponent's side face down. Yeah, so that's tough.
I would assume that Flavio wanted to go for Kashtira Unicorn here, but that's not going to be able to activate its effect. Also, neither Unicorn nor Fenrir will be able to trigger, because they are not just activating after the monster effect. They will activate on a new chain when they want to banish stuff, for example, as Fenrir does. And that is not going to happen when they are booked immediately. So that is quite an interruption, because we know that, for example, Teeleman's meta noise is being played against Kashtira, because if you book those monsters, they cannot really go from there. So if Fouad can now just book those 2 Kashtira monsters, I absolutely can see that being enough.
That is true. There is still the option to special summon the Kashtira Scareclaw. So if there is a Rise Heart as well, you can actually extend it. Then it comes down to what the last 2 set cards are, because you can immediately go into a rank 7 Exceeds monster if you're summoning the Rise Heart as well.
True.
And then you can potentially go into Zeus.
That would be something, and Fouad basically committed his whole opening hand into his opening board, and therefore Zeus would be crucial here. I mean, there are still 2 unknown set cards, so I definitely can see him having more interruptions.
What is he running?
So yeah, let me check. In terms of set cards, honestly, Book of Moon, for example, is another possibility to book opponents' monsters, and as he just said, if he just tries to come up with 2 more monsters, just booking them can be really, really good, because that obviously prevents XYZ summoning entirely.
So we are having a tough spot for Flavio now. Both of these monsters are booked by now, and we are going to see a normal summon of the Rise Heart, the little Rise Heart, and now we will have to read the Rise Heart.
Of course, it's only fair. Fouad is sitting there all day long with his opponents, reading his cards over and over again, so it's only good that he can also now take his moment to read the Kashtira Rise Heart that was just summoned.
So now the Kashtira Theosis is in the GY. And oh, this is really strong right now, because you can activate the effect of a Rise Heart, to banish a Kashtira Birth, for example. And then you can summon the Scareclaw Kashtira from your hand, banishing the Theosis that will target your Birth, add this one back to your hand, and then you have the option to normal summon another one, or just go for some Exceeds plays, detach a card, and then play after that. So you actually have plays after you go into a Zeus play, for example.
The thing is, Kashtira Birth allows you to normal summon level 7 or higher monsters. The problem is it's not an additional normal summon. I think he just committed into his normal summon with the...
that is true. Sorry to
with the Rise Heart. Yeah, go ahead, no problem.
But he can summon the Scareclaw, go into a rank 7.
Yes.
Of course, first of all, banish the Birth, then add the Birth back with the Theosis.
And
then
so
go
at
into
least
Zeus.
he has a special summon, yeah.
Yeah, and goes for Birth and have the special summon for the second monster that he just said that couldn't be able to activate the effect.
True, but I mean, if you have Book of Moon, for example, which we assume he has, because that is like his main point of interaction that I see in terms of back row here, besides his in-engine cards, don't you just wait for the XYZ to be summoned and then just book that, and then afterwards he can still not play? I think that would be definitely the correct timing to do that. Because I agree on booking the Fenrir and the Unicorn, because you have a book 2 with your big ninja that has
So you book 2.
Exactly, so you want to book 2. But now when you only have a book 1, that Book of Moon would probably be very well timed on just that. Oh look, I think he's considering to book right now. He's reading the card again.
It would also be really powerful, because you don't get to banish a card that can be added off of Theosis.
Ooh, he's considering it. He's really thinking about it.
I mean, the thing is, maybe there is a rank 7 Exceeds monster that cannot be targeted. So if you let your opponent summon the Kashtira Scareclaw as well, let him go into rank 7, then your Book of Moon doesn't help anymore.
The problem is, I think I know every single rank 7 extra rank monster he plays, and they are pretty popular. It's just Arisad, Shangri-Ira. I mean, Arisad is not even a rank 7, but Shangri-Ira, Big Eye, and Diablos are the only options he is playing. He's playing multiple of some of them, but there's nothing too crazy. But it seems like Fouad has just allowed the Rysard to stay on the field here. And Rysard has banished Fenrir by the looks of it. So we established a situation in which we have a level 4 monster now on the board for Flavio, but he's okay. He has the hard-drawn Kashtira Birth, so it made sense that he banished the Fenrir, because he just wants to use the Birth now to special summon back the Fenrir. And Fouad, oh, what's this? Now maybe it is time. He's still thinking about it. Let me check his list again. Maybe there's something else that he really can do otherwise here. There's Book of Moon, as I said. Besides that, I mean, there are multiple ninjutsu art cards. It's like There's multiplication in there as well. There's the transformation. So this is oh, but it is Book of Moon, and he instantly on the summon of the Fenrir goes after it with a Book of Moon. So Flavio sits there now with 3 set monsters and is shaking his head and is being like, "Why are all my monsters face down?" Apparently, it was a trick by the ninjas.
It is an interesting decision because we know that he has Kashtira Scarecrow on hand.
We do indeed.
So the second card should be another Book of Moon to get rid of a possible Exceeds monster. However, if you go for a Zeus play here, there is not a lot left for Flavio either.
Absolutely not. He basically committed everything into that. And I mean, he has 3 face-down monsters, which would also go away with the...
Go for a Shangri-Ira and in standby phase summon out a Fenrir, which is another interaction, and get a pop from the field spin.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is actually true. But how much defense does Geo have? Geo is on 29 defense, so that could theoretically even be enough to withstand an attack from a lot of the XYZ monsters, right? But not from the Arisehard you were just talking about. That is possible or able to run over for sure. So, yep, we are going into rank 7. And does Fuad have another Book of Moon? That would be very, very, very important here.
So we are going to see. I think that Flavio is going for the play that I just talked about for a Shangri-Ira. It is a rather defensive play. Yeah. It makes sense to special summon out a Fenrir on the opponent's turn and get the pop.
Yeah, it definitely does. But that does not deal with good old Geo sitting there on the field. Yeah, but it is indeed Shangri-Ira pass in the standby phase. We are going to special summon out another monster, or maybe Fuad is thinking in draw phase. Imagine he just drew into Book of Moon for turn or something and then just books with Shangri-Ira. But no, standby phase effect is being activated and is also resolving. There is the Fenrir you were just talking about. And Geo still standing there strong, and we are going after the trap. He instantly wants to get rid
of Fallen Leaves?
Of Fallen Leaves, yeah. Dancing Leaves, I'm sorry. Dancing Leaves. So, is he... I mean, wait. We can just chain the effect, because you can actually tribute opponents' face-down monsters. I think we're just going to chain that here. It's a trap. It can be activated whenever, and we're just tributing our opponent's monsters. That's what I was talking about earlier. You can just use your opponent's monster now to special summon out Hanzo, which then gives you more ninja monsters. I think we might be able to actually do stuff here.
That is true, and also it is his turn, so he can actually use those monsters. He doesn't even have to special summon out another interaction. He can just use Hanzo for the body and for the resources.
Ooh, but he's deciding to tribute his own Geo, apparently.
Okay.
I mean, why are both of his monsters gone now? He's also not looking
the reason why Geo is not on the field anymore is because when the Art of Dancing leaves the field, the monster that was special summoned by it is also getting destroyed.
I see, but why didn't we chain the effect of Dancing Leaves then? Is that can you just use it on your opponent's turn or something?
Nope. I'm gonna get it up for you guys again. So you have the chance to read this card again as well.
So I'm a little bit confused. Oh, but there is the equip spell coming. Ninjutsu Art-Jewel Iron Digger. And he actually says the equipped monster gains 500 attack, which is not the relevant part though. But you can banish one ninja monster from your graveyard to actually just destroy a card on the field. Yeah, and he should definitely read Shangri-Ira there, because Shangri-Ira can protect itself. So that would be not what you want to pop here.
Not the ideal target. I think he actually still targets it. He pointed to it. What he wants to do is to target the Kashtira Fenrir, pop it, and then Iron Digger gets destroyed as well, and then triggers, so it special summons out a ninja from the graveyard.
Is it from the graveyard or only from the banish pile? I mean, no, you're banishing for cost to actually destroy the card, and then you can special summon one out from the banish pile. I think that's what we're trying to accomplish here.
Guys, be patient with us. This is our first ninja matchup.
Of course, we are also learning. But look, he is banishing the Hanzo. So that would make it available to be special summoned back out with the Iron Digger.
Honestly, this does not look too good for Flavio.
seriously, ninjas are looking pretty decent here because the Kashtira deck is, as we said earlier, not really a super heavy combo deck. It's more of a control deck. And right now, Fuad is getting into the control game here versus that deck. So he might have a shot here for sure.
We're seeing a lot of equip spells this tournament.
Yeah, true.
They're making a comeback.
Oh, but he actually is trying to pop the Shangri-Ira, which is protecting. But he must have more stuff to do. There must be more.
And now he reads the Shangri-Ira again. Apparently he missed that it is a lot of text on the card, so you can't really blame him for missing one sentence.
Yeah, he didn't look too happy now after reading it again.
That didn't work well for him. I think I'm even surprised that he shows the Shangri-Ira, because the Fenrir is a much bigger threat. Shangri-Ira with no follow-up on the field does not do that much.
Oh, but there is another trap coming.
Another ninjutsu card for you guys.
This is Ninjutsu Art of Mirage Transformation. And you can tribute one ninja monster, and there is no ninja monster, sadly. And then you could target one monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon it to your field, and it would become a ninja. The problematic thing, though, is, wait, it did go back to the hand there. Where did the Mirage Transformation go? I clearly saw it.
Dancing Leaves has another effect. When this card leaves the field, send that monster to... You can target one ninjutsu or continue a spell trap in your spell trap zone, return it to the hand, but that is not a graveyard effect.
Okay. But I mean, the card clearly was face up there for a second.
Are we getting this card translated right now? That is a possibility.
I think so, yeah, absolutely think so. The judges are right now on it. Getting the card text ready. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The judge had it in his hands, and that's why it wasn't on the field anymore. But now we got the translation out. We're all figuring it out. And Mirage Transformation for now shouldn't be that big of a threat because it can only be used when you have a ninja on the field. And so far, for now, there is no ninja. But honestly, imagine Fuad went after the Fenrir there. There's no more interruption on Flavio's side, and he actually gets to special summon out Hanzo. So in theory, he could just combo off from there.
Is there a possibility that Iron Digger makes the monster be a ninja monster so he can actually tribute the Shangri-Ira instead?
But the Mirage Transformation says tribute one ninja monster.
Yeah,
it doesn't say...
Iron Digger makes the other monster a ninja monster.
Yeah, but you can't just tribute monsters from your opponent.
That is...
just because it doesn't say you can tribute opponent's monsters, so I don't think that's going to work. I mean, but the other card specifically stated that you could use your opponent's monsters. Because that was the cool thing about Dancing Leaves,
right?
Yeah. Oh, but look, we are now special summoning out the Scareclaw Kashtira from the graveyard, so we do now have a ninja monster on the field because this is considered to be a ninja. And we're also going to special summon back out our Hanzo that we banished. Or are we adding it back?
We are adding it back from Iron Digger, I think.
If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished ninja monsters, add it to your hand, or special summon it face down. So he has both options, and he didn't want to set it to the field or special summon it face down to the field, and rather decided to normal summon it here. And Hanzo is going to get him another ninjutsu art card. And I mean, those ninjutsu art cards are putting in work here for Fuad, so I do understand why he's doing it. I do get that.
So we are having the quick spell that we were talking about earlier. It is a notebook. Not a scroll, it is a notebook, the Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery.
Oh, and this card is so powerful.
Super good when your opponent has monsters on board.
And I mean, there are a couple of monsters, as you can see. Three of them being booked, actually, at the moment by his Ninja and Book of Moon cards. And if your opponent controls a card, you can not only set a Ninja monster, but also a Ninjutsu Art spell and trap. So this is actually really, really good because it's just an instant +1. And of course, we saw that a lot of those cards generate extra advantage. So I didn't think I would say that this weekend, but it looks like Ninja is on its way to win a game here in our featured match, honestly.
I would love to see Ninjas top this event, but it will have to do some more to achieve that because the monster it's going to special summon is going to be face down, and we know that there are... I think there's only one monster that can activate its effect when it's face down, and that is Big Shield Gardener that we have seen before.
Absolutely, yeah. I think right now, Ninjas could be on its way to become like the Umi control of YCS Lyon. Like back in Utrecht days, Umi Control really was the rogue deck that everyone was hyped about all of a sudden, and now this might be Ninjas for this event.
I really want to see a level 4 vanilla ninja on the field just attacking all the time.
That would be beautiful.
That was a nice throwback. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. So, a lot of stuff happening. The judges and the players clarifying that the game state is correct here. But
okay, so the monster could not be...
Ooh, okay, we're apparently repairing the game state right there.
Okay. If I knew a little more about ninja rulings, I am sure that I could explain what happened there.
Yeah, but apparently we were not able to special summon... Oh, maybe we were just not even able to activate the set card.
I mean, it's a continuous trap, right?
Yeah, like normally...
Pretty sure you can just activate them without using the effect.
Oh, but...
Oh.
Instead, we just go for another normal summon, and it is the Baku, the Beast Ninja. But Baku Beast Ninja is not the normal summon you want to see, because by nature, this guy can be special summoned out when it gets added to the hand. Therefore, it's not the normal summon of choice normally. But now he has to go for a normal summon with it. Ooh, and... Okay, I think we're just going to the translating part again. That's why the card is not longer on the field, but there it is again. Also, it's kind of unfortunate because there are also really strong ninjutsu art cards in the deck, and so far we haven't seen Fuad resolving Armor ninjutsu art of Alchemy, because we have seen some 2005 format duels over the weekend because we played that as a Caster tournament, and we saw people resolving Pot of Greed, and this card basically is Pot of Greed. As it says, if you control a ninjutsu art card, destroy as many other ninjutsu art cards you control as possible, then draw 2 cards.
And this is really good if you have used one of your continuous trap cards and the Iron Digger that really wants to be destroyed.
Yes, indeed. So that would be a pretty cool card to have right now. But now, okay, so we got to the point where we had to normal summon Baku to actually activate the effect of our continuous trap card. So now the Mirage Transformation was able to special summon out the Scareclaw Kashtira from our opponent, and we did resolve the trap card. The thing is, we really need to get that Iron Digger into the graveyard, because that is where it shines. So getting to Alchemy here would be absolutely amazing. So Flavio just checking his extra deck real quick. Checking whether there actually is any option versus Ninja. And I can tell you, as I have your list here as well, Flavio, there isn't really. There is nothing specifically versus that deck. So we are currently translating and reading Scareclaw Kashtira. I think we figured that out now. It's also fun when you are when you're reborning a card from your opponent and afterwards be like, what does that card actually do?
What did I just summon? Yeah. Imagine doing that with Ibli.
True. That would be pretty hilarious.
So I cannot special summon anymore. Or Ceruli.
That's quite unfortunate. But
so
yeah.
I think there might have been a defense position attack with Scareclaw Kashtira, but you can't beat over the Fenrir if it's in defense position because of the Raidsoft planet that Fuad also has to read now, and yes, it boosts up the Fenrir to the point where Scareclaw cannot destroy it by battle.
Okay, so we are just setting another back row and we are giving play back over to Flavio, who now will be able to just flip all of those monsters that are currently face down on his side of the field. And that's a huge fat. He has 3 monsters immediately, and we know those Kashtira monsters have high attack points, even higher ones when Pressured Planet Raidsoft is also on the field. Therefore, this could be problematic here for Fuad if he didn't find another very good ninjutsu art card there maybe. It looks like that is just another one of the trap card we already saw resolving.
I mean, there is a
I think this is another Dancing Leaves.
Which is a really strong card.
In theory, yes, because you can summon out Geo. The problem is, Geo is only a one-off in the deck, and therefore you don't have a Geo to summon out anymore.
That is indeed true. So the Kashtira Fenrir is now summoned. I think this is before the standby phase, because on his own turn. And okay, so I think the Geo prevents both monsters from changing their battle position as well. So those two monsters, they are basically blocked zones at this point.
Is it going to be forever though? Let me check. Any opponent's monster... Yeah, I think that is actually something that applies to the monsters and is not related to Geo. So you might actually be right, but those two monsters cannot ever be flipped face up again.
You would basically have to Zeus the field to use them as resources or get your zones cleared.
Yeah, so everything I said like 2 minutes ago when I was talking about, hey, you can just flip summon all of those guys, wasn't really true because Geo still is applying even though he's not on the field anymore. So that's pretty bad.
You
Oh, look,
can still
that
flip summon the monster that is in the zone under Shangri-La.
That's true, because that was only a Book of Moon effect. But yeah, look, Flavio, I think, is just asking that to the judges. Am I allowed to flip summon those guys back up again?
Nay.
And yeah, Fouad is pointing towards Geo. No. You will never, ever be able to flip summon those guys back up again. Even in Game 2, there's no chance of getting those guys back.
That is true. You have to Zeus. In this situation, by the way, I think you have 100% Zeus. You know that your opponent is not going to do anything if you turn the Shangri-La into the attack position and then run into Scareclaw. Or if you don't want to take the damage, you can just activate Shangri-La in standby phase and then put an Arise Heart over it and then attack over it and then go into Zeus.
Yeah, so we now tributed the opponent's Fenrir for the effect of our Dancing Leaves. And I mean, the Fenrir was a ninja monster now due to the effect of Iron Digger. Therefore, we could tribute it. And we are special summoning out Tobari, the Sky Ninja, with it. So, where does that bring us? Is Tobari somehow another interruption on our opponent's turn?
It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect the turn it was special summoned.
I mean, that's decent.
Yeah.
The problem, though, if he gets to summon out Fenrir, it can just be banished face down, though.
Yeah, but who plays Fenrir?
True, actually, he would have to have Fenrir in his Kashtira deck.
I mean, there's one in the grave, and you can just summon it out by using Birth. So
that would work. That would work.
Okay, there is a strategy to out the Tobari the Sky Ninja.
It's quite ironic, though, because Fouad somehow has basically locked two of the main deck monster zones, main monster zones from Flavio by just setting two monsters there that cannot ever be flipped face up again, which is usually what the Kashtira deck is doing. Usually Kashtira is going to lock your main monster zones, but Fouad and his ninja deck, in this case, locked more of his opponent's zones than the player that has Shangri-La face up on the field.
By the way, Tobari has an effect in the opponent's main or battle phase.
Ooh, let me know about it.
It can fusion summon.
Oh, we have another... Oh, of course, Tobari was the one that can quick effect fusion summon on our opponent's turn.
Now things are heating up. I mean, they are heated as well all the time. Look at this board. But
yeah, we are learning more and more about it. Myson, the Battle Ninja, I think is what you most likely are going to go for, but it's not even the only option we have. I think Mason is the more popular option, but there also is Yagura Maru in there as well. And Yagura Maru, the Armor Ninja, also is kind of cool because if this card is special summoned or flip face up, you can banish one other ninjutsu or ninja card from your hand, field or graveyard, and then you can target one card on the field and banish it.
Oh, so it's a target banish. That is really nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. So,
and now a card is going to be popped.
Flavio is denying Fouad one of his main zones. Flavio being like, you can quick effect fusion summon on my turn? You're kidding. Okay, so but we are now step by step taking apart the board of Fouad. So one of his ninjutsu arts is gone now, and it is the ninjutsu art of Mirage Transformation.
And Scareclaw Kashtira goes back to Flavio's graveyard. Shangri-La is going to activate, and we are still in the standby phase. That's what I was going to ask earlier.
True.
But when did the zone block apply? When was there a card banished face down on this side of Fouad?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Sometimes when you are reading up 20 cards in a row, you are missing out on singular effects on the battlefield.
Yeah, but I mean, in fact, there's one zone locked.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
That's what we know.
There's Unicorn coming down now, special summoned by the effect of Shangri-Ira. And I was hoping for a Ninja comeback here, but I don't know, because even if we are using the quick fusion effect now, there is still the effect of Unicorn to be used later on. And now we are packing together our cards, and Flavio Palumbo and his Kashtira card battles through this long game number 1 and beats Fuad and his Ninja deck. Honestly, even though the deck did not win game 1, I'm in love with Ninjas now.
Yeah, Ninjas seem to be really consistent. I mean, okay, so saying consistent, we used Hanzo, search the card, and then set 3. But those trap cards are incredibly powerful.
Yes, they
still make you play the entire time. Just summoning out a Geo that flips 2 monsters face down immediately is massive.
It's actually
in
insane.
this format, crazy.
And now, looking at Flavio's side deck, of course he didn't bring any cards that are good versus Ninja, because why would you think about Ninja? The only card I can somewhat see is Enemy Controller going second here, because it's okay-ish, but it's also not really super strong. And the rest is not really strong, because do you want to activate Gravekeeper's Inscription versus Ninja? I don't think so, really. And yeah, go ahead.
Is okay versus Iron Digger.
It's okay versus Iron Digger, yes.
It does something. So if you have cards in the main deck like Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, you are more than happy to exchange those.
I see. But now looking at the side deck of Fuad, there is something that really caught my attention, honestly. Because there is, I mean, actually there's two things.
There's a lot that's catching attention there.
True.
There's a lot going on in the side deck.
You can pick one card that you want to talk about. And you can go first. Which card do you like there?
Of course, I want to talk about the card Ninjitsu Art of Super Transformation.
Obviously.
I have no idea what this card does.
So perfect that you picked it.
I will look it up for you as soon as we get into the match again. So, what's your card?
The card I was thinking about is Chaos Hunter.
Yeah.
Because Chaos Hunter, actually, when it gets to the field, is not allowing your opponent to banish cards. And we are playing versus Kashtira here.
Zone
and the main purpose of the deck basically is to banish cards face down. And therefore that's quite interesting of a side deck choice. And I think this could come in here for sure.
Okay, so obviously you thought I was talking about another card because there is also Eater of Millions in the side deck. It is a card that I loved to play.
Same.
I have no idea what his plan is with Eater of Millions. It is a good card.
What's the matchup we're siding that for? Maybe Kashtira. Maybe we're about to see it. Who knows?
Maybe we are about to see this going second versus Kashtira, rather. I don't think that this is a card that you want to have on your first turn board.
Yeah.
But I think that we can just go into game 2 and see
more Ninja gameplay.
What Fuad decided to side against Flavio Palumbo's Kashtira.
There we have them again, set up for game number 2. Fuad versus Flavio, probably going to be the same start than in game number 1, with Fuad starting off the action, but maybe this time it's going to be more than Norman Summon Hanzo.
Okay, so I'm showing you the Ninjitsu Art of Super Transformation. This card tributes a ninja monster from you, or sends one to the GUI.
Yeah.
And takes one monster from your opponent and does the same to it. And then you special summon out a dragon, dinosaur, or sea serpent monster.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Whose level is less than or equal to the combined original levels of the sent monsters.
Okay, cool. But the question I'm asking myself right now is it just going to be the same opening that we had in game number 1? As Fuad just normal summoned the Hanzo and is now searching out the dancing leaves again. Is it just going to be 3 cards to the back row one more time? Please no, Fuad. Oh, it's only 2 cards this time even?
Do we get the 3? Can we get a 3? Can we get the 3rd card set?
And it's a pass from
less of an
Fuad.
end board. No, Flavio loves to see this. When I play against decks like these, which I have no idea of what they are doing, I love to see them just not opening with big combos.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, there's still the possibility of a Chaos Hunter in his hand. So as soon as that comes down, Flavio might still be in trouble. Oh, but there's Book of Eclipse as well in Flavio's hand, which is definitely not bad.
No, that would be a good answer to a Chaos Hunter as well as the Planet Raidsauth, because then your monsters can just attack over it.
Honestly, I don't know why Book of Eclipse wasn't popular for such a long time, because in this
really
tournament, it looks like, first of all, it looks like everybody is on it, and second of all, I really do understand and like it, because this card is just basically outing every end board. It's just getting, like, even versus tier limits, it's actually quite decent, even though you are not siding it specifically versus that, because you're just setting everything face down, meaning they are not allowed or not capable of actually activating Salik or stuff like that. Also, Scream cannot trigger anymore because there are just no tier limit cards left on the field.
That is true, and that is actually what makes it a bit better. So that is an upside to Dark Ruler no more.
Absolutely. So we used Raidsauth.
Chaos
Oh,
Hunter.
and indeed Chaos Hunter is coming down, discarding Monster Reborn for it. And that is going to be very, very good. Yeah, Chaos Hunter on the special summon of the Unicorn. But as we just talked about it, and as it's still in the card highlight, Book of Eclipse is in the hand of Flavio.
And he can still always use the effect of Kashtira Unicorn. So if you're not using Chaos Hunter in your opponent's first turn, there is actually a lot that your opponent can do. You can just go for a Theosis and then go into a rank 7.
Ooh, but look at that. We are now instantly activating the effect of Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves. But I think Fuad is trying to do the same thing that he did earlier on. He just wants to book his opponent's monsters. But this time, there's only one monster on the side of Flavio.
Yeah,
so
that
if
is a bit
he
early,
summons
no?
out the Geo, I would also think that it's a little bit early there for sure.
I think you are more than happy to wait for the Kashtira Theosis to activate. We are going to see what is going to happen next. You can maybe just activate the Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaf.
That might be the
Opening
case.
himself up to a Ghost Ogre.
Okay, I don't think this card is too popular this weekend, so he does not have to be afraid of it. So Flavio thinking...
It's good against Birth.
I mean, yes, it is. For sure, for sure. So, Fuad again, just having that one Hanzo. And honestly, I was super surprised by how far that one Hanzo actually got him in the last game. Because I was like, okay, that is really not what the deck is supposed to do. But still, it took him for quite a long ride in game number 1. And maybe it's going to be the same thing here. And he's going to be able to stand up against the Kashtira cards of Flavio for quite a long time.
Yes, Kashtira piloted by such a good and accomplished player. Flavio Palumbo has been a constant guest on these feature matches.
He is indeed. Powerhouse from Italy. Definitely not a stranger here to our competition.
Okay, Book of Eclipse is activated, and this also shuts down Ninjutsu Art of Dancing Leaves.
That is indeed true.
If you chain it to Eclipse now, then the monster will immediately be booked on summon, so it cannot activate the summon effect.
Ah, the thing though is, do you know what I like? The good old Dancing Leaves can also tribute opponent's face-down monster, and Book of Eclipse is actually setting your own monster's face down as well. So Flavio is robbing him off of the Hanzo, but he can actually tribute the opponent's monster instead.
That is true, and this one...
Yeah, and look, Fuad is showcasing it. Yeah, you gotta set this monster as well. Oh, but we also tributed already. I see, we're already resolving that. But that means we just don't go into Geo here. But that probably means we're going into Tobari and we have a fusion summon ready, right? I think that could be
I think
the
we
case.
need another... Oh, we have the monster that we were talking about earlier.
Yes, we haven't seen this one yet. It is the one-off in the deck, the Yellow Dragon Ninja, which...
The ninja monster with the highest attack stat in the game.
Yes, we just found that out in our quiz. Nobody knew, but now we are aware, and we actually are seeing it here in our featured match area, crazily enough. The card from Shadows of Valhalla. And I don't know why, but it's a dinosaur. For some reason, the Yellow Dragon Ninja is a dinosaur.
Oh, this is why you can special summon it out of the super transformation.
Yeah, for sure. So Book of Eclipse did resolve. So that's actually, it's interesting, right? He activated the effect of Dancing Leaves, and then Book of Eclipse was chained to that.
I thought that the monster summoned off of Dancing Leaves would be flipped face down as well.
I mean, if it was Chain Link 1, then no. So, like, Book of Eclipse must have been Chain Link 2 there.
Right, right.
So now we are using Kashtira Birth to bring out our Fenrir. And of course, Fenrir now a lot more of a threat because it will be able to resolve its banish face down effect when that Chaos Hunter is no longer face up on the field.
And now you can search for so many good cards. Kashtira Birth, of course, amazing here to just normal summon this one. You can special summon the Reinhardt now, and now we have loads of plays.
Yep, a couple of options available to Flavio.
No reason to banish Big Bang, no reason to banish Theosis. You can just go for the Unicorn banish, special summon it out with Birth, and then get your Theosis off of that, because the first one obviously didn't use the effect. And now we are seeing another card.
The third ninjutsu art card. He plays 3 traps, and that is the third one, and it's ninjutsu art of duplication. And you can activate this card by tributing 1 ninja monster, special summon any number of ninja monsters from your deck in face-up attack position and or face-down defense position with combined levels of that monster. So probably he just went for the Yellow Dragon Ninja because it has a lot of levels, and therefore you can now special summon out a bunch of monsters from your deck, but he just goes for Geo instead. We are just booking one more time here. Look, he summons out Reinhardt.
Oh, chained to the effect of Reinhardt.
This is huge.
It is. But there's still plays. There's still the same play as before. Banish the Unicorn. Add, summon it with Birth. Add Theosis. Go for a rank 7 play.
Probably,
Oh no, he can't ban. Oh no, the banishing is not the effect of the special summon. I keep forgetting that. You activate the effect when Reinhardt is on the
Flavio
field.
sets a card and passes it over. Fuad is back in this game. He flips the Chaos Hunter back face up and end face, draws a card for it.
Oh, he draws another one because Unicorn has to be flipped up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Unicorn has to be flipped face up there too.
Oh, he forgot to draw, right?
He needs to draw 2 there. So we gotta, for sure, we also are flipping our monsters face up as well. So definitely, I mean, the Unicorn is still not even face up on the field. Shall I just real quick inform them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so keep attention.
Okay, so Basti is just going to run over, drop his microphone in the meantime, and inform the judges. So we can handle this pretty easily, because this could be a crucial mistake in the game if someone does not draw cards when he should be. So we are going to solve this issue. The judges are informed, and we are going to see if the Unicorn is flipped face up or if we have been talking nonsense. But I think that every monster on the field.
Let's double check.
Change as many of
Oh, your opponent controls. No, no, no. It's only the opponent controls. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so false alert. This is, let's just not talk about this anymore. So, okay, nothing happened.
Yeah, but I mean, something is happening, and it is Fuad actually getting back into this game. He's moving that good old Geo into attack position, and Geo even is a beatstick with 2003 attack points. And this is going really well all of a sudden for Fuad. I did once more not see that coming, but Ninjas are getting back into this. I love it.
Geo is a powerful card on the field, booking 2 monsters again. What a powerhouse. So we are going to see Iron Digger on the field as well, a really strong card. We're going to see what it does. So far, it only gives 1 monster 500 extra attack points.
Which is not the worst, to be honest.
Also not the best.
Oh, what's happening now? We are linking away our Chaos Hunter.
Okay.
I thought Chaos Hunter is like our main win con from now on, because this is just denying the Kashtira player from actually resolving effects.
Oh.
But we are fusion summoning into Maizen, and Maizen, of course, needs 2 ninja monsters with different types. The thing is, when you equip the Iron Digger to your own Chaos Hunter, of course it's a ninja monster as well, so we can go into Maizen. And now let me tell you something, Maizen can attack directly.
That is, of course, the most important part. But I think what's also helpful is that Iron Digger is going to leave the field while it was equipped to a monster. So it's gonna be destroyed, sent to the graveyard, and it is going to be able to special summon out the Geo or the Yellow Dragon again.
No, still I believe we can only special summon back from the banish pile, and therefore it would be the Hanzo.
Perfect.
But for the first time, actually, we would actually be special summoning Hanzo. So far he has only been able to normal summon him, but It looks like we could now finally special summon him. Oh no, wait. We could special summon it face down, or we could add it to the hand. So we add it to the hand and normal summon it one more time. Like, we were totally wrong. We thought Fuad wants to special summon it, but he's just totally fine with normal summoning Hanzo over and over again.
Yeah. And he is searching for the Notebook, a card that is really powerful, immediately going for a +1, setting a Ninjutsu Art spell or trap card and a monster from the deck.
That's how we do it here. So we are once again reading the Notebook, translating it, but we told you earlier that is like one of the best cards of the deck, because if your opponent controls a card, you can not only set a ninja, but you can also set a Ninjutsu Art card from your deck.
Also, Ninjutsu Art Notebook of Mystery can work as a flip face down effect. When it gets destroyed while being set on the field. However, I think that you much rather want to activate the effect and not flip one of your monsters right now face down.
So we're checking on the graveyard. But it's so crazy to see that really this ninja deck is capable of completely booking the entire field of his opponent, and therefore making Flavio being left with 0 plays. He couldn't do anything anymore.
I mean, this is great. This is what the deck needs to do in this format. People are playing Book of Eclipse and Book of Lunar Eclipse just to target Kashtira, and because it's also good versus Tier Elements.
And Ninja is just doing it in engine, and look, he just summoned back the Geo there. Geo is back on the field, even though for now he is set face down, and now we are also getting the field spell. It looks like Fuad is just showing off because he's showing us all the cards, and this is Tenchi Kaimai. And you might be wondering, how can he search or set Tenchi Kaimai? Of course, the first sentence of the card explains it. This card is always treated as a Ninjutsu Art card.
This is absolutely crazy. I love this ninja deck. Tenchi Kaimai is activated. Not going to search for a ninja monster. One of the few field spell cards that does not do that.
And the crazy thing is, now he can attack directly with Maizen. Maizen inflicts battle damage, and he can just pop a card with Tenchi Kaimai. The combo is going off. Fuad, what are you doing to us here with your ninja deck? I love it.
So we are all
there's dimensional barrier all of a sudden.
So the effects are negated. The effect of the fusion monster on the field until the end of this turn.
So he cannot even attack directly anymore.
No. But I mean, he got rid of a card.
But
it basically is like he would have destroyed the barrier.
True, just without the damage, sadly. But we are still going to... Oh!
I also like the summon mechanic of Maizen, because there was a dimensional barrier set the entire time. He never flipped it, and all of a sudden, Maizen.
True, because it is one of those decks that can contact fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Flavio didn't really see that coming, to be honest. Yeah. But on the other hand, he must have somehow saw it coming, because he put in those dimensional barriers from his side deck. And now there comes Mitsu. Mitsu is coming to the field as well. Let's maybe also quickly highlight the Mitsu there.
Sorry, that is not
yeah, it's not in our
moment.
database, sadly. But Mitsu also coming there.
Let me tell you guys what Mitsu does. If you control a ninja card or a face-down defense position monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one face-down defense position monster you control, change it to face-up defense position, and if you do, change this card to face-down position. Then, if the targeted monster was a ninja monster, except Mitsu, the insect ninja, negate that opponent's activated effect. You can only use each of Mitsu, the insect ninja's effect once per turn.
Fair enough. So we are starting things off by just using the art ninjutsu of Dancing Leaves there again. And before we even are getting to the main phase, Fuad says, yeah, I want to tribute your set, Rysart, to use the effect to special summon out Tobari from the deck to have another fusion, a quick fusion effect on our opponent's turn. So not only Maizen right now, also the possibility to get out another fusion monster. And we talked about it earlier, that is probably most likely going to be the Yaguramaru. And those two monsters are set for forever. We talked about that earlier. Those monsters were, wait, weren't they booked? Weren't they booked by our good old friend Geo?
It is interesting if they can be flipped up again. I think Flavio is just telling his opponent, you cannot flip this one up. I thought it was locked by Geo. Also, it is really interesting that Meissen activated its effect in response to Dimensional Barrier, because every time your opponent activates a card, you can special summon out a ninja monster.
Yeah, true. That's actually funny. But it looks like we are, we are indeed responding immediately with the quick fusion effect of Tobari to bring out the Yaguramaru I was just talking about. And Yaguramaru, of course, on special summon, as we talked about it earlier, is going to be able to banish one card on the field.
Exactly, also banishing a ninja card from the river. Oh, and Flavio Palumbo scoops to Fuad's ninjas.
I'm so excited. For real, Ninjas taking Game 2 here in 2023 in the Round 6 featured match of YCS Lyon. I am so in love with the deck. I want to play Ninjas for the rest of my life, honestly.
Nobody is stopping you, Sebastian. Nobody is stopping you, and I will remind you the next time you will enter a tournament.
I will ask Fuad to be my grandmaster, and he shall teach me all the ninja combos, because this guy apparently knows how the ninja stuff is going. But now we are changing the setup a little bit.
He didn't even have combo, by the way. He just opened with Hanzo and 2-set, and he
didn't look that crazy.
Kashtira, the new deck that is the hottest talk in town.
Yeah, absolutely. But we have to change the setup a little bit now, because both games, 1 and 2, have been started by our ninja player Fuad. And both times he actually had viable traps in his back row, which were able to do stuff on his opponent's turn. And now he's going second. So
it's an issue.
Yeah, it's probably going to be an issue. It's for sure going to be a lot harder, that's for sure.
However, he has one more card. He has a draw phase now that fetches him one more card.
Okay, simple Yu-Gi-Oh!
Maybe this time he will have access to Tobari in hand that can special summon out Hanzo and then play the standard 2-card combo of the deck.
Also, there's evenly matched in his side deck.
Yes.
There's still going to be Chaos Hunter now in the main deck, but the guys are ready. We are ready as well. So let's get game number 3 here of our round 6 featured match started. Let's see what ninjas are about to do.
I love this. I love everything about this. This is, I feel like a child at Christmas.
Same. I mean, this is what makes this commentator job so entertaining and fun, right? Just being able to somehow see that Ninja is a viable deck that is really in top competition right now.
You said it earlier, best seats in the house.
Oh, and there is a Chaos Hunter
immediately. Discarding the Tenchi.
This is what Fuad needed. He immediately has an answer. With only 5 minutes left on the clock, he potentially denies the entire turn of Flavio right there.
So there is a play where he goes for Theosis, or a Birth if he already has one. No, adds the Theosis to hand.
Yeah.
Can special summon out Fenrir, but Fenrir with Chaos Hunter on the field is also not an interaction.
Oh, but we are normal summoning the Fenrir with the Kashtira Birth.
So we also have Theosis.
Yeah, but the thing is, of course, Theosis already has a really good effect on field, being able to special summon out a Kashtira monster. But you're not going to get off the graveyard effect, or like the effect when it is banished. So therefore, it's only half as good.
Scareclaw Kashtira was searched, can't even be summoned.
Yeah, true. There comes Rysart now.
This one can be summoned. However, I think you cannot use the effect, so it's just a level 4 monster. And I don't think that's too good.
Yeah, it's only another body. Maybe Flavio really is trying to defend himself here.
Oh, I see what he's going to do.
Maybe we go for Big Eye?
I think he's going for either Big Eye or Shangri-Ira. Oh, okay, no.
It is actually Big Eye.
This makes sense. Going for the Big Eye because Chaos Hunter just prevents your opponent from going into plays. Birth is on the field, can just at any point of the game get back the Kashtira Fenrir. And now even the Rysart can be activated soon. Banish the Kashtira Big Bang and then special summon a monster that is attached to the Big Eye. Because I think that Big Bang is not limited to Kashtira Exceeds monsters.
I mean, he can also just banish the Theosis that was just activated. So let's see which route he's going.
That one would be banished by a Kashtira Scareclaw.
Oh yeah, you're right, Absolutely. So...
No, that target one Kashtira Exceeds monster. Okay, I take that.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't work, but that Big Eye We saw that earlier also in the Kashtira mirror match being really crucial. But this situation right here also showing that Big Eye definitely is a staple now in the Kashtira extra deck.
So Big Bang still banished. It's a card you don't want to draw, and you can use it as a resource if you are going to summon an Arise Heart this turn. Also, I need to see Chaos Hunter.
Yeah, is it level 7, right? That's the same thing that I just saw. Is it actually level 7?
It is.
It really is level 7. That can't be real. That can actually not be real. The thing is, maybe he even wants to keep it, because on the other hand, that denies your own Arise Heart, right? Because now with Chaos Hunter and Arise Heart on the field...
You are banishing
Arise
Heart with Arise Heart's effect, with the Detach effect.
Yeah.
But the other one, I think, it gets blocked, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Arise Heart says all cards are being banished, but Chaos Hunter says no cards are being banished, and therefore I think the Chaos Hunter in that case is the stronger part. And with only a little more than 2 minutes left on the clock, the turn is going to go over to Fuad. And I mean, we know that Fuad has a couple of shenanigans in his deck. For example, the fusion monster Maizen. And if Maizen somehow gets to attack directly, that could also be a factor here in this match.
So I have just read that cards are normally banished by Arise Heart effect.
Ooh, interesting.
So it seems to not count as being banished by the opponent.
All right, all right. Fair enough, fair enough. So what is Fuad now able to do? He
that's a good start.
Starts it off with one of the most powerful spells he has in his deck. That is the Notebook once more. He's playing it as a free of course, why wouldn't you? The Notebook of Mystery.
Notebook of Mystery, Shotgun. There are 2 cards in the back row for Flavio, and I don't really see a way for Flavio to deal damage here. So maybe we can see a big monster being summoned this turn just to attack over the Chaos Hunter.
Yeah, or maybe just Maizen to attack directly. That was what I was thinking about, because
but there will be Dimensional Barrier. I'm pretty sure about that.
That could very well be Dimensional Barrier for sure.
Oh, we are seeing Kagero being set. Kagero, the Cannon Ninja, which is a card that is usually part of the standard combo.
Yeah, indeed. So, but he's searching it out, right? Yeah, he is searching it out indeed. We are, of course, banishing the Ninjitsu Art Notebook there.
By the way, we were talking about evenly matched earlier. This is a card that is also not prevented by Chaos Hunter, because you make your opponent banish the cards. So in that case, Flavio would be the one banishing the cards.
That is indeed true. So Flavio right now thinking whether he maybe wants to... Oh no, he's not thinking. He has to actually, of course, attach the material with Arise Heart.
And that is one of the, I want to say, flaws of the deck, because you are opening yourself up to triple tactic cards.
Absolutely, because this is not an option. Flavio always has to use that effect. It's a non-optional effect. So, we are, of course, activating Tenchi Kamai again.
Yeah, it was a ninja card in the grave, and now Tobaru is
Tobari is coming back out.
So are we going to see a Dimensional Barrier? Okay, we are seeing a Arise Heart that is going to detach 3 cards that are immediately banished. And one of those is Kashtira Theosis, being able to add back the Scareclaw, Kashtira, and Arise Heart.
So, but the main part here is there was just the announcement of timeout.
Wow.
And therefore, we are currently on 8,000 life points on both sides. Is there a way for Fuad to somehow do some damage here and maybe even take it down with the ninja strategy?
But be careful. If you attack into a monster that has a higher defense stat, then your monster has attack points.
I'm pretty certain we're not going to have a battle phase this match anymore. Oh, he's setting a back row, but yeah, that probably just means we're ending our main phase.
And this seems to be a draw. Flavio versus Fuad seems to end in a draw. We are talking about it.
Yeah, but I mean, there was the announcement of timeout, which is something you cannot really be mistaking about, because here in our featured match, we even have a specific judge putting down that timeout thingy. So there cannot even be a discussion on when it was or something. It definitely was right there. So I'm pretty sure we are just in timeout. We are in the main phase of Fuad, and therefore this should just end up in a draw.
we are just discussing here right now. It is okay. We are just clearing up the things and waiting for the judges to confirm that this is in fact a timeout-based draw.
Absolutely.
Basti, what do you think about ninjas right now?
As I told you, I will now, from now on, be I will take Fuad as my grandmaster and teacher, and I will probably go into some dojo and learn all the ninja stuff, right? That's going to be my main passion for the rest of my life, I think.
So, it's Ninja Grandmaster Fuad.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I mean, how could you not call him the Ninja Grandmaster?
I did never say that he wasn't.
Like, I mean,
Never.
Did you specifically wake up today and thought about ninjas being part of our coverage today? Be honest.
I always think about ninjas, Basti. No, of course I did not. This is a major upset,
Yeah.
and I am all here for it. So
I love it.
I want to tell you guys a little bit more about the standard combo that we did not get to see.
True.
Let me try.
Exactly, yeah. Now the ninja expert Leo is going to show off his knowledge about ninja combos.
So
Be aware.
you have the Tobari. It
Tobari.
is a two-card combo. You have the Tobari, the
Which you call Tobaru for most of the time.
Tobaro.
No, it's
It's
Tobari.
Tobaro.
It's- yeah,
It's
but you
Tobari.
called it.
It's Tobari.
It's Tobari, for
We have
sure.
Tobari, and we have the Hanzo. So you discard the Tobari to
Yep.
special summon out Hanzo from your hand, and then Hanzo gets to add a ninja card.
Yeah.
So Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo adds the Kagero. This is the one that ends with O. Kagero from your deck, and then you can normal summon out this one. This one will then special summon the Tobari,
Yes, yes, yes.
and then I...
Okay, so yeah,
We are going into the Link monster.
we made 3 cards out of 2, so that's
No,
already a pretty good
yes.
start.
Yes, that is a good start. I agree. So, not trying to read anything here right now. Basti, why don't you just take over for a second?
No, I think the main combo that it's trying to pull off definitely is not something comparable to a big combo deck, for example, such as the Mikanko Libromancer deck we saw earlier on. But it's more of a control combo. You summon out like 2 to 3 monsters which are some
Yeah.
kind of interaction, but you still are underlining it with 2 to 3 back rows, which are also
Yeah.
interactions. And that's what I love about decks. That's, for example, something I always loved about Virtual World as a deck. You have
Yeah.
monsters as interruptions, you have spells and traps as interruptions as well, and therefore it's just a good mixture, which just cannot be outed that easily, because Dark Ruler alone is not going to solve it, Feather Duster or Lightning Storm alone are also not going to solve it, and therefore you are in somewhat of a struggle.
Shenshin, Ultimaya Zolkin with Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Chuche was a good time.
It was, but now it's ninja time. I'm sorry.
It is ninja time
From
right
now
now.
on, every single time, there's going to be quick questions or casters interviews, and somebody asks me about my favorite deck, it has to be ninjas from now on.
Okay,
I'm forced into this.
again, I will remind you, it is going to happen. So if you say anything else like Sky Strikers or something, you are in fact a liar. So
Nah.
Dance.
I'm fusion summoning Maizen all day now. It's ninjas from day one.
I will probably keep you guys updated in the next tournament. If we are going to cast that one, then I will remind you how often Basti will have played.
Yeah, I will
deck.
play ninja.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to play ninja. I
So-
mean, now with Photon Hypernova just being out, I can just get my ninja cards because they are freshly released, so I can get them packed fresh, maybe even this weekend. I might just get them later on. I'm just going to open Photon Hypernova's boosters until I have all my ninja cards that I need for the deck.
So, quick quiz.
Oh, okay, I'm up for a quiz. I'm usually bad
looking,
at quiz.
No
Okay.
looking. No looking.
Yeah.
What does the ninjutsu art of dancing leaves do?
Well, that's a good question, but I know it. You can tribute
yeah.
a ninja monster. It's a continuous trap. You can tribute a ninja monster or a face-down monster your opponent controls and just special summon out a ninja monster. And you usually are going to... Yeah, I mean, and when it leaves the field... when the trap leaves the field, the monster also has to leave.
And
No, I'm not saying anymore. That's enough for me.
this card also bounces back a ninjutsu art card that you control to your hand.
But only...
I don't see the application just yet.
But only when it goes to the graveyard or also
No,
on field?
also on the field.
Oh,
If
interesting.
I am not mistaken. Okay, now you ask me something. Don't pick a hard one.
what is your favorite ninja card then?
Okay, so obviously it has to be Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. It is
Because
the
it's the
easiest
original
one.
one, right? Yeah.
It is the OG one. I think it even had a tin.
Yeah. Oh, true. Back in the
was
day,
really
the Hanzo
cool.
team was really nice.
Yeah.
And also, it's the only card in this deck but has an ultimate rare printing. And of course, we love some ultimate rares.
That is true. Ultimate rares are neat.
Beautiful, absolutely
Also,
beautiful.
you can search basically any card in the deck with it. You just have to find the right way to special summon it. Or normal
Absolutely.
summon it if you want the spell or trap card.
Yeah, but the problem is, I'm just anticipating on how Ninja is going to be the next meta deck now that everyone knows about it.
Yeah, sure.
Like, what
What-
are people going
yeah.
to side deck against Ninja now specifically? Because this is just the next big thing, very obviously. What is there to stop it?
First card that comes to my mind, because you can obviously not always shotgun the dimensional barrier. Non-fusion area. Just right from the get-go, you cannot fusion summon. Never again.
Okay, but I think did we even fusion summon in game 1?
But he lost game 1.
I will take that point. I think I have
See?
to take that point for
See?
sure.
Okay, so what can you side against Ninja? One card that is absolutely massive is evenly matched.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about board breakers. Probably board breakers are going to be a problem for me in the future.
That, that is true. Harpy's Feather Duster,
Yeah.
crazy. Twin Twisters, also really
Not
good.
that good for us either.
Lava Golem, because you want to end up on your Link monster and your Fusion monster, and I promise you guys we are going to figure out how to do it.
But no, I just usually want to finish on Hanzo normal summon a couple of back rows, because that's what my
Oh,
Grandmaster
yeah,
taught
yeah,
me
that is true.
in the featured match.
So Kaijus,
Kaijus are
Yeah.
okay-ish, though.
it's tricky.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
tricky.
I think it's fine.
So
And yeah, you guys are let me tell you something, because you guys are probably wondering why are those two guys still talking and talking and talking, and why is there no winners interview yet? As you can see also on the screen, right now there is the head judge over at the table because there is an appeal situation. I think we have explained it multiple times before, but if you have never been to a big Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, there is usually at that kind of a YC as we're in right here, right now, multiple head judges at the tournament. So whenever you are given a ruling by a judge, a floor judge, or our featured match judge, you're always able to appeal that ruling. So when you think, let me just double check the decision by the judge because I'm not 100% sure whether that's correct or not, you always have a chance to double check and get that head judge involved. And that's a good right, and therefore that's just what's happening right now.
yeah, most of the time our judges are correct. Let
Absolutely.
me tell you,
For
we
sure.
have both judged.
Indeed,
that
indeed.
weirdly sounded like a brag.
I mean, it is kind of a brag. I'm proud of that I was a judge before, for sure. I mean,
that judges are mostly right. We were judges, that part. But yeah, I think I was mostly correct with my decisions as well. I mean, I have not judged as many tournaments as you have.
true, but I mean, it doesn't, like, of course, at the end of the day, it matters whether you make correct decisions.
Yeah.
But the main point is that you are supporting the community. You are basically the reason this tournament is
Yeah.
able to run, because without the almost 100 judges we have here for this event, or it might even be a little bit over 100, yeah, without them, there would be no tournament.
They are putting a lot of energy in here, so be nice to your judges. They are doing great work here, and we just basically love them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a very, very important part of the tournament, and you could run the tournament without us, to be honest, because we are just talking about what's happening here. But without the judges, it would almost be impossible.
You couldn't run the stream without us.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't know about what's happening here at home.
So we are having a decision.
Oh, that's good. What is it?
I don't know.
Okay, it's
So,
just the
but
fact
the
that we have a
players have
decision.
packed up, so we
Oh,
will
that's
be informed in, I think, a minute. And it was a second. It was not a minute. It was a
Oh.
second. We have a draw.
Okay. All right. So because it is a draw, there's not going to be a winner's interview because there is no clear winner.
And no drawers
And-
interview.
Exactly. And therefore, we have talked enough about the Ninja deck. It is still in the competition with now being 4-1-1 in the tournament. So it definitely is very well capable of topping the event. And I'm praying for this to become
he got
reality.
It. Basti, he got it.
I'm pretty sure he got it. And yeah, as I said, I will make Fuad my Grandmaster from now on, and I will become a very, very good Ninja player from now on. I hope you guys enjoyed the Ninja featured match we had here in round number 6. See you very soon again for more live coverage of YCS Lyon.